So why it's essential to have your contractor selected and involve them in pre-construction. We're walking down here into the basement of our project Never Leaving. And fortunately, we've been involved in this project from day one, working with the architect and designer. Where it's really important is not only as we're working through budgets, selections, as a builder, being cost plus, there's a lot of relationships we've built over the years. Suppliers, vendors, again, our social media platforms has allowed us pricing that is very beneficial to the client. So involving us early on, it helps with the client budget so that we can make sure the product's specified that aligns with the client's taste, as well as their budget, as well as their day-to-day living. And it also assists with the design team. More importantly, you can see here that we just installed the floor trusses. We're sitting here in the basement, floor trusses are installed. We have the LP top-notch 350 durable subfloor over the top of that. And now we're at a point that we're actually ordering the roof trusses because the framers are gonna be out here next week and we're gonna start framing the first floor. Now, the reason why it's so important to have a builder involved early on is you think about how all of this comes together. So yesterday we met at Jamie Rose's office with the architect with Blockberger Design, and we had our truss calculations there as we just received those from our framer. Again, those are typically ordered as we field measure and are preparing, for that proper sequencing of the project. Now, by having the truss calcs, we can sit there and essentially what that means is the truss calculation shows where every truss is. We know every member of the truss, they're labeled, we know the spacing, we know the size, and what those look like. And through BIM modeling, and as we lay that out, we know how we can show that reflected ceiling plan. And as we layer it through Bluebeam, we're gonna know where mechanical vents are, lighting, and you think about any trim going in the ceiling, especially in a home that's probably gonna have a lot of trim carpentry. So as we're sitting there with our designer in our meeting yesterday, and we're going through with Jamie Rose, and we're pre-planning, again, because we've already known a lot of this from the budget, which allowed us to get to this point, and as we have the actual truss calcs, we can line it up with Jamie's design, with Jim Blockberger's design, and now we can lay out every can light, we can lay out every ceiling fixture, we can lay out any shades and pockets for automated shades, we can lay out all the mechanical throughout the build, and this is really important because now we're not going to have issues with having to design soffits to maybe hide mechanical, to have lighting and fire sprinklers and speakers from our automation that don't line up. Everything's going to line up. Where this is really important, even to the point we just finished a project, Modern Desert Vista project, and we had a tongue and groove wood ceiling, and we lay out all the electrical cans so they lined up right in the center of that tongue and groove wood ceiling on the exterior patio. So instead of just installing your lights straight down the corridor, and then you have all these cuts, and sometimes they may land in a seam or in the middle, and it may vary, every single one landed right dead center of each tongue and groove. And so as we lay that out, that precision makes such a difference to overall quality. Again, maybe every client and visitor and family member may not notice that, but it's all in the details. And when you're hiring a company that's been involved from the beginning, that understands the process, that can help you plan for this stuff, it doesn't become an extra expense later. We can plan now as we have the trusses to lay everything out so that when we get into construction and our mechanicals and electrical teams are out here installing, they've just followed the plan we've given them. It's all redlined, it's all done through Bluebeam, through the iPads that our team has on site. And now they have execution to the highest quality, which is one of our core values here at Fine & Test Construction.